I tell folks I fell in love with whiskey before I fell in love with blending and distilling. It wasn't something in my genes or in my blood, or just quite simply, I fell in love with whiskey. I went down the world's biggest rabbit hole. And what I mean by that is I really became fascinated with all facets of how whiskey is made, from the grain to fermentation, to distilling, to the wood used to age the whiskey. Each of those subjects just ran me down a larger rabbit hole to ultimately arriving to the conclusion that we wanted to start our own brand in an effort to make world-class spirits here at Old Raleigh. My name is Brandon McCraney, and I am the owner and whiskey blender here at Old Raleigh Distillery. It wasn't an easy road to get here. When we decided to do this, it was January of 2017, and naively I thought it would be about 60 to 90 days we might be open here around the greater Raleigh area, and that clearly was not realistic at all. As a matter of fact, it took us 4 years from the month that we started this venture to the time we opened last January of 2021. We're a family-owned distillery. We're not backed by venture capitalists or private equity. That's by design, because this is truly a passion of mine. But what I'm on a mission to do every day is to learn something new about whiskey, and then sharing that with our customers, our members of the Old Raleigh Whiskey Society. But that's what we do day in, day out. As I gained an appreciation for whiskey, all types of whiskey, I became extra fascinated about the nuances of how that whiskey is brought to market. And ultimately, I stumbled on to blending. And immediately, it was like, mind was blown a little bit. I knew that that was the thing that I wanted to really grab a hold of and educate myself on, perfect in the pursuit of mastering something. Now, the only way I know how to do that, though, is one, hands-on application, and two, rattling off projects. Small batch after small batch, limited release after limited release, expanding from the canvas of the US to now, how about we venture into Canada? What barrels are out there that I might gain access to and create a unique blend? Next step, all right, well, how about we jump over and explore Scotch and Irish whiskey a little bit. As you follow the brand, you'll also see how I'm growing as an artisan. We're not talking about massive quantities of spirits, right? We're not talking about 10,000 cases of something. Some things we release might only be 100 bottles, and I'm okay with that. Our home is in Raleigh, and that's where my kids, our family is, wife is, and so that's where my heart is. But you'll notice when you come here that we aren't in the greater Raleigh city limits. We're in Zebulon, North Carolina, which is one of the suburbs. And the reason that we're here is because we wanted you to come in and feel like you may be taken to a different place or experiencing something that you haven't experienced before. Right when you walk in our tasting room, you have the stills right to your left, and they're right behind me here where they hit you in the face. We've got a really extensive bar. We offer a wide variety of different drinks and spirits beer and wine as well here. But you'll notice when you come here, we're on the main street of downtown Zebulon. Houses all around, a community is quickly being built all around us. And we're on the main traffic artery for this town. We're leading the charge for a revitalization effort here. So you'll notice many different vacant buildings all around here, and we represent change, we represent progress, and seeing the town and the community have more options to want to stay here and eat and be here for entertainment as opposed to going to other towns. That for me is just as rewarding as being able to make whiskey and have people come in and smile every weekend as we talk a little bit about the blending process and things like that. The town's been very supportive from the get-go. The community directly sees the positive impact that we're having in this place. And because of that, they've supported us, which I'm greatly appreciative of. And not many other distilleries, including those big ones in the other states, can say that they have customers on a regular basis that walk a block home, walk 2 blocks home. And we have that here. I mean, we've got a special building, a special distillery that we hope will be a destination location for folks to come visit. And when you're doing that, you're also experiencing this town that you may have never visited before. We want to be known for a brand that cares about the details. All right, and you'll notice that from the second you walk into the tasting room to the bottle, all of our blends, and also how we're controlling the growth of our brand. I hope that attention to detail translates into each glass that someone tries of our whiskey.